AEW, AEW, AEW. Let's talk about Jon Moxley. Let's talk about what everybody's been talking about. How psychotic Jon Moxley is. I mean, we always knew he was out there, but yeah, he's really out there. To take a bump like that, it's crazy. But I'm gonna just say this, man. I'm gonna play both sides, right? Now, as a fan, this doesn't bother me that one bit. As a fan, I'm a mark, so I grew up watching XPW, and I seen CZW, and of course ECW. I seen some things with FMW, so I seen a lot of wild shit in wrestling, bro. Don't get me wrong, was it shocking? Yeah. The fact that this was on TV is what made it insane, and really, of course the spot itself, the damn thing was stuck in his back. Now, everybody got their taste, but I have to salute AEW, and I'm gonna tell you exactly why. I have to salute AEW for giving the actual gimmick, the actual gimmick weapon, which is aka Janice, right? If you know about TNA, it's basically the exact same weapon, right? 2x4 with a bunch of nails at the end of it, and it was called Janice by Abyss, and it was a gimmick weapon, right? And it was one of those situations where it was like, that's just too ridiculous to actually use in a match. And I think Abyss was the only, if I remember that right, Abyss was the only one to get hit by it, but of course, it was nowhere near like a Jon Moxley situation. Abyss had on, upper attire, so I'm sure he probably didn't even feel it. And it wasn't no super hard hit, and it sure wasn't no suplex or nothing like that ever. I mean, nothing remotely close even came to that, They did a kayfabe gimmick spot where Rob Van Dam got murdered, basically. How they took the title off of Rob Van Dam, Abyss. He was feuding with Abyss at the time. But you could tell it was just completely, over-the-top gimmicked ridiculousness, right? But this is why I have to commend AEW, because they actually use the gimmick weapon. You always seen gimmick weapons and wonder, like, okay, why the hell would they use that? Like Drew McIntyre with the sword. I've always thought that was so stupid. He can't hit nobody with it. I mean, he shouldn't hit nobody with it, right? But if he did, that kind of makes sense. This is gimmick weapon, right? So, because other than that, what's the fucking point of having something like that? Now, like I said, I'm playing both sides here, right? Now, I definitely agree that should never be used ever again, because now AEW is going to put themselves in a position where, what's next? Okay, you did that. What else you going to do? And I don't want AEW to try to figure out what's next. AEW has already made a reputation of wild shit. Putting syringes in people's mouths and shit like that. Y'all already do a lot of wild shit, but this bike thing is even worse than a syringe, really. Because we know the syringe was gimmicked. We know Swerve didn't really get something injected in his mouth or something. It was just the idea that he stuck it in his mouth was insane. And then, let me not forget, Heyman drinking his blood was just... But that was on pay-per-view, right? So to be fair, that was on an uncensored event, right? Where you could do shit like this. This 2x4, aka Janice attack, was on live TV. By the way, its number one candidate is not even close of, oh my God, moments of the year. It's not even close. That's the craziest moment one of the most crazy moments I ever seen on TV, for sure. But as far as 2025, it's easily the most craziest thing. But it goes back to my point, what's next, right? I don't want AEW to try to figure out what's next. Please don't. As a fan, I enjoyed what I seen. It was crazy. I was like, wow, etc. But bro, do not try to top this. Retire Janice, aka Spike. That should be the last time we see it, okay? For the sake of Moxley trying to top that, or anybody trying to top that, because, okay, the next thing you're going to have to do is poke somebody's eye out, literally. You know what I'm saying? Because with that maneuver, you did a snap suplex on this shit, right? Bro, it's what Jim Ross said before. How do you learn how to fall off a 20-foot ladder, right? How do you practice that? There's no fucking way you actually can practice that. That could have went, so many ways wrong, bro. So many ways. The fact it got stuck in his back shows you that it went wrong. Now, it could have been a case where they're like, hey, let's try to suplex on it. But how do you practice for that? You got to really think about that. How do you come up with that? And I'm sure Moxley's psychotic ass probably was like, suplex me on it and see what happens. And that's the problem, okay? You got to put your foot down for the safety of the wrestlers. This is why you can't let the Indians run the fucking tribe, bro. Okay? This is why you can't, dude. This is why you can't. And one of the biggest things I'm afraid of, they're going to try to top it one day. What's next, bro? You chopping off limbs? That shit could have went a little deeper, and Moxley probably wouldn't have got up, bro. Because it touched your spine, G. Now you in a fucking ring looking ridiculous, bro. We probably witnessed a damn murder or somebody being paralyzed. Speaking of that, Chris Bay was paralyzed from something that was not even remotely close to anything reckless like that, right? He got paralyzed with wrestling. This is like you were trying to purposely paralyze yourself. The biggest thing I'm hoping for, please, Tony Khan, retire that weapon, okay? I salute you for using it, for actually using the gimmick weapon. I do salute that part. But I'm not saying I support it, though. I'm not saying you should have ever even did it, to be honest. When he hit him in the stomach with it, that was bad enough because he had his shirt off. And I know it wasn't no wild hit but it's like, bro, the suplex on it, though, was just fucking retarded, bro. There's really no way to say it. That was just retarded, bro. It just was. Now, as a fan, like I said, I don't mind it. You got fans out here, oh, what about the sponsors? That's Tony Khan to worry about that. I can care less. Like, what that got to do with me? That has nothing to do with me if sponsors are looking at that and be like, either they like it or they're running away from it. That's a Tony Khan problem. That's an AEW problem. As a fan, as a human first, right? And as a fan, please don't try to top this one day. Because that's where you desensitize everybody to certain spots and certain shit, right? And that's why some things that shouldn't be done, because then you got to worry about that. All right, we've seen 1,000 Canadian destroyers. What else can you do? You see what I mean? So please, 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 retire that weapon, because we don't need nobody at all trying to top that. Even attempting to top that. Get rid of the weapon. It did its due diligence. You used the gimmick weapon. Congratulations on actually using the gimmick weapon. Because, like I said earlier, we usually see ridiculous weapons in wrestling, and they don't have a place. And that's why sometimes, I don't know why you use it for. What was the point of Drew McIntyre having a sword? Or what's the point of somebody having a Art the Clown fucking baseball bat? But now, what we see in AEW, I hope nobody does come out there with a sword, because they might use it. Actually, no, might. They're going to use it. AEW has picked up a reputation of being extreme and good wrestling and all that, but slow down, AEW, for your own sake, man. Slow down. Don't put yourself in a position because you listen. I'm a fan. I'm a sicko to a degree. There's certain stuff I don't mind, but you got to think later down the line. And I'm just hoping this is the last we see of that weapon. Or any over-the-top gimmick weapon in AEW. Because AEW is willing to go there. And I salute it at the same time, but it's like, you got to be careful, bro. You don't want to turn to CZW, where if you're not giving us insane spots like that, you lose your audience. You lose that core audience. Because that's what they want now. And really, I'm not really saying any AEW fans really wanted that, right? But you might have some that might want more now. You got to be careful. And the only thing you can really do is, okay, you did the spot. Now, get rid of that. Just let that be. Go back to basics, Barbed wire is enough. Glass and thumbtacks, that always look painful. If you're gonna do hardcore shit, fine, but it's a time and a place. But when it goes that far, I don't think you should ever make a place for that, because that was just too reckless. For the safety of the wrestlers, I'm thinking as a person, not a mark, acting like these people are superhuman. It's by far, though, it's the craziest spot on television I ever seen. Because that was on TV. So it's definitely up there, top 5 wildest shit I ever seen on TV. And this is on a big channel. This ain't no little channel. This is TNT, TBS. This is where WCW used to be. You know what I'm saying? So that's why everybody's talking about it, right? And everybody got their opinions on it. But I just retire the weapon, get over that, and just kind of base things out. I know AEW trying to be innovative. I get it. You're trying to be different, but just have a limit on how far you're willing to go for the safety of the wrestlers, bro. We don't need nobody paralyzed or die in the fucking ring because you want to be so different and like trying the most retarded shit, because next thing you know, okay, you're gonna have to blow somebody up with a firecracker. I hope I'm not giving them ideas if anybody ever heard this in a video from AEW. But you got to be careful on the extreme level of where you're willing to go. Got to be careful with that shit. But as far as Moxley go, yeah, Moxley is probably the king of extreme right now. Seriously. That was just insanity. He really don't got them all up there. So, shouts out to him. He really is the king of extreme right now, for sure, of the modern era. But, yeah, that was pretty wild. But that's all I got to say. What do you guys think of this? Do you think they should try to top it? Are they going to? Really, the question is AEW going to try to top it? That's really the concern I got more than anything else. And what did you think of the whole spot? Was it ridiculous? Was it okay with you? What do you think? Comment below, like, share, dislike, all that good shit. We out.